All right, so we're just doing a quick review. The basics, we've talked about asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is one parent, sexual reproduction is two parents. The process that body cells go through to make more of themselves is called mitosis. The process that sex cells go through to reproduce, bless you, is meiosis. So we're going to jump in here on sexual reproduction. It's called fertilization. This is the union of sex cells. Like I said, we've done this before. On that one on the chromosomes. If an organism has 20 chromosomes, how many is in its sex cells then?
10 in each.
10 in each. Very good. Meiosis. Specialized sex cells called primary sex cells undergo meiosis to form sperm and egg if it's an animal, pollen or ovule if it's a plant. Here you can see 4 pollen cells which have formed a single primary sex cell. Chromosomes, trade sections. So you don't get, so when your cells in meiosis, when we're talking about sex cells, that's why you are not an exact copy of your mom or your dad. You are little bits from each of them. That's because certain parts of each of these chromosomes are what goes into each of the sex cells. This is the main benefit of sexual reproduction is you get variation. In asexual reproduction, there is no variation. It is an exact copy of what the parent is. The offspring is the same. When you're in sexual reproduction, hopefully you get the best from your mom and the best from your dad, and that's what you get in the offspring. A disadvantage, finding a mate, somehow unite sex cells and create an offspring that is likely to survive. And energy, it takes a lot of energy. We're going to skip through the questions. Animal behavior. Okay, 2 extremes. We talked about this. Parents only have 1 or 2 offspring and they give a lot of parental care. The first strategy, this is called K-selected. Few offspring, lots of parental care. The other one is R-selected. Little to no parental care, but lots of offspring. So, they may lay, a fish might lay 100 eggs in the hopes of it, being able to reproduce, but they don't stay and care for them. And then there's some species that are somewhere in the middle. It's not one extreme or the other. Requirements for reproduction. Find a mate, fertilization, create an offspring. Find a mate. Well, I think we understand that one. Oh yeah, we talked about the different ways that animals have to attract mates. Could be, feathers, certain sounds, certain displays. Bioluminescence, again, that's a way that they attract males or females. Then you've got the big tusks, the antlers, the facial features, something that's sets them apart from another animal of the same type. Certain scents, certain animals put out a scent, and then that's when they know that they are ready to reproduce. Again, you can go back and look at these answers. Oh, I already have the answers on this for some reason. Okay, good. This must have been, huh?
I believe we've already went through that.
Did we already go through all these? Oh, well, before, but not yesterday, I don't think.
No.
Fertilization, that's where it can be internal or external, inside the female's body or outside the female's body.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm on slide.
111.
Thank you, Tyler.
Or 11.
112.
112. Okay.
13.
We can skip past this.
14.
Create the offspring. Only mammals have internal development.
116.
Aquatic animals have membranes around their eggs. If the egg dries out, the egg dies. Bird eggs lay hard, rigid shells, and they do that because the mother bird is setting on the nest and taking care of the eggs. So, and there probably is only going to be 3 in there, maybe 4 at a time. Parenting, taking care, protecting them from predators, showing them how to get food. Mammals, to be a mammal, they have to have fertilization is internal and development is internal, have mammary glands that produce milk, feed, groom, and teach young how to survive. Parents protect their offspring from predators. Plant structure. I think we've already talked about this too, haven't we? Maybe not. Let me see what number I was supposed to start on today. 120. So yes, we have went over this, but it was back before Christmas. As we stated earlier, plants have a form of asexual reproduction called vegetative propagation. That's when a plant, literally like its little, like grows off the stem, another baby plant, and then that's how it reproduces its offspring. Most plants can propagate from a leaf, root, or stem when they get enough water and sunlight. Plants can reproduce sexually, meaning male and female, or they can reproduce asexual. Some plants have both male and female parts on themselves. Whoops. No, that was right. Plants have to have conditions that are just necessary to find or to produce offspring. Yes, they must find a mate. Well, that seems kind of strange. They don't, walk around and try to find another plant. But they have to depend on, something like bees or wind or water or something to help transfer that pollen from one plant to the next. We talked about all these plant structures. Male stamen, which is made up of the filament and anther. Female is made of the pistil, which includes the stigma, style, and ovary. Those are the males, those are the females. These, I have videos with answers, on those. Pollination, you can have cross-pollination, so that's from two different plants. Self-pollination is pollinating the plant itself. That's what that is talking about. Water, wind, those are some of the random pollinators. The cost of pollination. It takes a lot of energy for that plant to make that nectar or that sweet smell, make those big flowery petals in order to attract the insects. Mimicry, some plants make themselves look like other things in order to help with pollination. That one smells like rotted meat, so flies will be attracted to it. And I think we're about up to where I want to be for today, which is right here. Okay, this is where we're starting today. I know that was quick, but like I said, if you want to go through and watch those old videos, they're all posted on there. 120 to 137, this is the new. All right, seed formation and dispersal are completely linked, so we will consider them at the same time. Every fertilized ovule becomes a seed. Dispersal is important because the young plants must spread out away from the parent plant. Wind, water, and animals are agents of dispersal. Okay, I know when you were a kid, everybody's done it. You pick those dandelions, when they got the little seeds on the outside of them. What'd you do?
And then you eat them.
You don't eat them.
Well, I mean, you can, and my sister did.
Really?
I've done that.
Weird.
Yeah, and then she told me it was good, and I ate it, and I almost threw up.
I guess. That doesn't sound good. But
Well, I mean, you originally blow it out.
you blow. And the reason that plant wants you to do that, because when you blow those out, it spreads those seeds everywhere, and that's when your whole yard gets covered in little yellow dandelions, okay? So here's where wind, water, and animals are agents of dispersal. Wind. Oh, and the little helicopters, you've seen them falling out of the maple trees. Yes, same thing. That seed is wanting to get moved away from that parent plant so it can land on the ground, sprout, and then grow a new maple tree. Wind does not need an incentive to carry seeds. That's just what it does. Maples, the crown flower, and dandelions all produce flying seeds. Thistle, anytime you watch like an old Western movie, you see the little thistle, blowing down the street or whatever. Again, its goal is to spread those seeds every time that tumbleweed goes down and lands on another piece of dirt, that those seeds will sprout and grow new tumbleweeds. Water will also carry seeds. Many aquatic plants rely on water. There are also many land plants that rely on water for the dispersal of their seeds. Palm trees release coconuts, which can float for days at sea. Mangrove trees live seaside. Their seeds float away from the parents too. When they touch land, the roots sprout and grows a new tree. Animals carry seeds. I know if anybody's been out in the woods, you always get, my dad always called them beggar's lice. I don't really know what the real name of them are. Or cockleburs, you know, they have like, you know, all the little, almost like a Velcro little stickers, and those get stuck to your pants.
Or
Huh?
those are cockroaches.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we always called these beggar's lice. I
Yeah.
haven't.
Those are stick types.
Really? Okay, see, everybody kind of has their little nicknames
I
for
don't
them.
know what that is.
I've never
Yeah.
even tasted those.
You've never had those stuck to your pant leg?
I've had the ones on the left, and not on the
Okay,
right.
really?
Oh,
Oh, I
you
have.
never had the ones on the right. You literally walk in the woods for
Yes.
like 10 minutes at my house.
Yes.
And
And
then
then
your
you'd be
whole
covered.
pants are covered.
Same. And you see here for the animal, all animals, if they get anywhere near those, are going to then move those seeds from one place to another, and then that is how the seed moves itself.
They look like frogs.
Kind of. Animals will also bury seeds. Squirrels, obviously, has that hard shell around the nut. They bury it in the dirt, seed sprouts, and you get a new tree. Wind and water are agents of what? Pollination, dispersal, both, or neither? Anybody? Both. I agree. This plant is pollinated by a specific insect. Any insect that lands on it, wind or rain. What do you think?
Okay.
A specific insect is correct. In the terms of energy, the